You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show.
Nasty, hateful, insane nation that exists.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the 1130 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there, man? We made it back here. You know what time it is. It's not 7:30, it's 11:30. It's time for the podcast show, man. Man, it's Father's Day week, man, and it's a Father's Day edition of the 1130 podcast, man. We're gonna be talking all things father edition, man. I got my little man in the background, so hey, you probably gonna be hearing them throughout the show. But appreciate everyone tuning in, everyone here on YouTube. If you're new to the show, you're new to the podcast show, definitely do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button down below, like it, leave a comment, share it, and don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. All right, I'm excited. We got to get into the show. Man, I got an awesome guest that's joining me here on this week's episode of the podcast, man. Yes, man, I know, man, right? I'm excited too, for real. One half of my commission bros, man, on Wednesday of Commission Talks. My guy, Warren Marlowe, he's the host of Buzzing with Marlowe. He's joining me here on this week's episode of this Father Day edition of the podcast. We're going to be chatting all Father's Day stuff. And also, this coming Friday, you guys, live, I will be on Buzzing with Marlowe. So we're doing some crossover, promotion, crossover stuff. But, man, come on. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're going to get into it. My guy, Warren Marlowe, what's going on with you, man?
What's up, my boy? What's up? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You will be on the BWM this week. I don't know. I don't think we can use the initials.
Hey, man, what's going on with you? How's everything, man?
Hey, man, it's all well, man. Quiet right now. I can hear the background with little man. Now you know my struggle when we started this thing to begin with.
Yes, man. Yes, because when you started, Annabelle was coming in.
Bro, Still does, bro.
Hey, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, we was just chatting a couple of days ago over the weekend on Friday for Talk Pro Wrestling, and we're back here on the 1130 podcast.
This
on the
is
main
my first
show.
time. This is my first time.
Yes, this is your first time. You've been on Talk Pro Wrestling. We talk wrestling. We can talk wrestling for hours and days.
I'm an alumni on that one, I think.
Yes, man. Yes, but we're going to get into it, man. We ain't going to waste no more time. But like I said, everyone, we got Father's Day coming up this coming weekend, man. And do you have any Father's Day plans? And this is going to be actually my first Father's Day. And a lot of interactions I always experience where I was just telling someone this is going to be the first Father's Day, and when you go out and about in public, and everyone say Happy Father's Day, and I'll be like, oh, you know what, thank you, even though I wasn't there.
That recognition, you take it.
I just take it, but
like I earned it. I earned this, okay?
And now I'm gonna be like, yes, thank you very much, thank you. Yeah, all them diapers and milk bottles.
The funny thing is, those how corny those T-shirts are, the father shirts, whatever. But you take pride wearing them things on that day. It's like, I earned this. Like, it's like a jersey for you. Pretty much nothing right now on Father's Day. Sadly, I have to work on Father's Day, but the day before, I get to take my kids, get to see me wrestle. This will be Annabelle's very first time seeing me wrestle. Matthew, this is his first time seeing me come back in the ring. He's really excited about that. It's just a battle royal right now, but who knows if I win? There's a title and the chances of getting the main event, but it's gonna be real fun just to be back in that and just take my kids to that. It's gonna be interesting. Like you just said, man, with Father's Day, I can't ask for anything better. I got both my kids. Annabelle, she gonna beat me up left and right, so that's probably why I got back in the ring, just so I can get paid for it. Matthew, man, Matthew's been just having a ball being back home. So it's like, so much to do. And Matthew's got to realize too, like, summertime, this is our longest time with him. So usually like on Christmas time or something like that, we'll go to like Disney World or something like that because it's a short time. We want him to have fun. I can't tell you how many times in 3 weeks that we've already had, he goes, Dad, so what are we doing? Are we going to do something fun? I'm like, what the frick? What you mean?
Yeah. Hey, man, they got to be awesome, man. They definitely got to be awesome.
It's like, bro, oh, hold up. Now, Disney World, we can't do all that.
Hey, you getting used to Disney World, man. But like how you just said, you get the summertime with your boy, and I know that means everything, man. And coming up on a year next month, as we talk, my little man to be one, and this whole time just flew by. It flew by so fast of me, becoming a dad, and all the challenges, with that, and like I spoke about, me becoming a dad. Never thought I'd becoming a dad, and now dealing with this little one. And you mentioned how Annabelle be wrestling you. This little man wanna get up on top of my arms. He want me to suplex him. He want me to do everything with him. So
it gets you so excited too, man. And it's like,
yes,
the mom, and you got to make sure you do it when the mom's not around, because God forbid if that happens, you're done. You're done.
Every time I'm doing it and she around, she be like, hold up. You ain't got to slam my baby that hard, though. I'm like, babe, he good, though. Like, I'm gonna make sure he good, though.
You got 1, 2, 3, smile.
Yo, but man, this journey of of fatherhood and being a dad, it has been awesome, though. I'm gonna ask you, what has being a father meant to you over you got your boy and you got your little girl, and I only have one right now, and I understand.
Oh, bro. Wife is she is back on a baby kick, so
and everyone always be asking, like, so when y'all gonna have baby number 2? When y'all gonna have baby 2? I'm like, hold up, let's slow down a little fast, man.
Bro, I tell people, let's enjoy the first one. Like,
exactly. So I'm trying to enjoy my little man and do everything, because if if we have another one,
be prepared. Yeah, you're prepared. Yeah.
So I'm all lost for words on that. I'm not even trying to think about that. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, I'm all tongue twisted on that one, man. Just one enough for right now. And luckily, in the beginning, we didn't have too many problems like waking up in the middle of the night and stuff like that and doing too much. But as he got a little older, putting the cereal in his bottle made a whole lot of more, better, because he get to sleep throughout the night and stuff like that. But man, when my man won his bottle, he gonna go crazy for that, though. That was the only thing, I want to say, going, getting older. But other than that, man, it wasn't
this
as hard.
This is what fatherhood brings. Marriage brings all this. I'll be shaved up again by 3 days, but I mean, the one thing I got to say that they've really made me what a man should be. Like my son, I had him at 23 years old. So it's like, I had to really grow up. Actually, I had him literally when I was 21. I don't know why I said 23. 21. So I really had to learn how to mature at a very, very young age. Annabelle, I'm like 28 years old at the time, and she's just a spunky, just loving little girl, and girl always was in something, Matthew, I always said, was literally the golden baby. Never had problem with him or anything like that, but it was just like, Annabelle was a whole different transition. Annabelle just basically helped me replace basically the time that I didn't have with my son from 3 to so forth, because him moving away and stuff with his mom. But Annabelle, there's 2 different things that my kids have definitely presented. Annabelle has made me have more alertness. Matthew has made me build patience. And that's something really valuable to say, because, with a kid with special needs and stuff like that, you're going to have a big wait time for certain things. So say like I hated when people always wanted to rush. You know, when Matthew was going to these therapies and they're like, "Hey, man, he needs to speak 2 sentences at this age," and I'm like, I'm just enjoying the mumbling, the babbling stuff. Like it's just a reaction. I'm enjoying that. I'm okay with that right now. And it's just like people would just keep consistently speeding it up, and I'm just like, man, we got to take time. And you know, when Annabelle, I'm thinking the same way I'm raising Matthew at the time, and it's like Annabelle's picking up sentences. Annabelle's doing this. Annabelle's doing this. I'm like, good Lord, man, we're not even at 1 yet. So it was just like 2 different transitions with him. But, man, I know the saying when they say it's different from having a boy and a girl. A boy could be, you know, more patient, whatever. Girls, they grow different.
Look, I hear the stories, man. I got 2 sisters. They got 2 girls. They got 2 girls, and I hear a lot of, and also my brother-in-law, he got all girls. So, and I hear about the stories with girls, and I always said, man, I know if I had a girl, it would definitely really tone me down. You know, I want to say really tone me down, because knowing, you know, as she get older, you know, just because I'm a guy, and you know, knowing how guys are and stuff like that. So, and that's awesome that you said, yeah, and that's awesome that you said, exactly. That's awesome that you said, your son Matthew, you learn patience with him, and in this whole process of me being a dad, and you know, also what it means to me, I'm learning patience too, not only with him but with his mother as well. But you know, just you know, man, just being a dad, like I said, man, just never thought I'd be a dad, and just can't. And I'm enjoying these moments right now with him, you know, yelling at me and throwing the temper tantrums and being demanding and wanna play.
You don't want to get mad at him because you're like, man, that's a reaction out of him.
Exactly.
It's like, you know.
Exactly. You can't get mad at him. That's what he. That's what. That's
but
what
the
he
moms. Oh boy, the moms, bro.
Hey, look at that.
Don't do this. Don't do that, bro. My wife will flip out on my daughter. Man, I'm just like, bro, just like here's a great example, and I pray for y'all if this happens. So when you take him, little man, to daycare, this is going to be the biggest training right here. You know, my daughter, she hasn't been around kids like her age for a while, other than when Matthew comes home, she would be around him. And of course, her cousins or stuff like that. So Annabelle started learning a lot of stuff at daycare. Not always the best stuff to learn at daycare, you know, where they're drinking milk and they just hold it in the mouth and then they want to spit it on the floor. Like my wife literally lost it every single day that Belle would sit here and drink milk and just hold it in her mouth like, I should just look at you and just spit it out right in front of you just to see if you get a reaction. I'm just like, you know, at first I was a little mad at it, but then I was like, you know, she is learning stuff from this, so we can't really get onto her for this because it's something that she's learning at the place that we're taking her to get fed knowledge in. So I try to tell Samantha that for a long time. And, you know, shout out to the wife, but she doesn't have the patience when it comes to this at times. And Annabelle has learned a lot of things from going to daycare and stuff. So it's like, you know, it's so crazy. You know, when we sit here, especially around with the COVID thing, so bless you for this, around with the COVID era and stuff like that, you know, you were scared to take your kids around certain things. And I never really had Annabelle around other kids at the time, just because I'm thinking, you know, what's the big difference from her learning from us than she's going to learn at a daycare center? Plus, it's cheaper. Daycares, it's a little crazy. But I understand completely. You got like 12 kids. You're gonna have a moments there, but you know, it's so crazy to see the transition that you see with kids, you know, just from raising with you, obviously what they do when they go somewhere else and get a knowledge standpoint with. So, I mean, I do recommend that at times, but it's like, you know, kids are like sponges, instant sponges. I had joked with this, and the last guest I had, she laughed at this when I said, we are our kids' own Google. Like literally, we are their search engine. We are their resources to know life, everything. So it's like when I say patience, you're having to realize you can't react on stuff that you normally would react on, because you can't get mad at your kids because they're going to do the exact same thing that they see you do. And it's like, those are the things like I had to really learn as a parent. It's like, you know, I really wanted to be one of the kids that can look at it and go, okay, Daddy didn't get mad about this. I don't need to get mad about this. Like, it's some things that I've learned from them, especially, you know, when a day is bad and stuff. I'm looking at Matthew. Matthew's got so many things that goes on with this kid, and, you know, he just comes out with a smile. So I look at him like, man, is it really a bad day? Is it really the worst thing in the scenario? Just because if my son can deal with this, I know dang well I can. So it's like, you know, these little things that I've learned, really learned from being a dad.
Hey, I like that. I definitely like that. Man, I'm learning a lot, man. Patience is definitely one. And you mentioned daycare. Me and wifey right now going, you know, definitely, I'm gonna say wifey is real, have a big ultimatum with the daycare thing, you know.
Don't hesitate on that.
yo, trust me, she's hesitating on it though. But because of the whole, you know, taking them and putting, you know, your trust into another individual, and you just never know what can possibly, you know.
Don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. Don't watch the news, bro.
I know though. But what do you say to, you know, parents who may not want to, you know, take their child to daycare, but also you may need that time also together and to bond. Not only just because of, oh, we need time to bond, so let's take them to daycare. No, but, you know, and also another thing you mentioned, you said Annabelle didn't really have too many, you know, didn't interact with a lot of kids, you know. So, and with a thing we're sort of experiencing with Lil Man is like, we the only faces he see. So
they're like really startled when they see somebody. Yep.
Yeah. Like his uncle Michael came over, and he get real startled and stuff like that. One of my cousins will come over, and, you know, he'll get startled. But the moral of the story is though, like, you know, she's not ready to be like mom or, you know, sis, you know, you can you take them over, you have it for a weekend or something, because she's just like, you know, she's just still in that bubble of being that new mom and stuff like that, and which I'm, you know, still am though. But I think it's, you know, at times it does require us to take a break and step back and, you know, and sort of, you know, not necessarily focus on us, but spend time with us and do other stuff.
Hey, I love when you say that, because I mean, I gotta really, she would actually hurt me if I never gave her a shout out. I gotta really give a shout out to my mom. My mom has literally been the lifesaver when regards, you know, watching our child and stuff like that, especially Annabelle, because, you know, Annabelle was basically raised by my mom at the time, because my mom has been watching Annabelle from the time she was born, just because, you know, when we're working and stuff, my mom would always watch her. So obviously now we moved a lot closer, so my mom's literally a walk away instead of an hour away, so it's like a whole different thing with that. But my mom literally, my kids, I joke with it. If they had to go to the courtroom and they said, who do you want to live with? They're going to probably say Nina more than anybody. We might be second pick. But Nina is the #1 draft pick. My kids adore their grandmother. My mom literally, granted, my mom spoils them so bad, and it gets us in so much trouble, because then they're like, well, Nina did this. And I'm like, well, go to Nina's house. Okay? Go to Nina's house if you want the toy. I'm not doing this today. Like, it's always, well, Nina said this, I do this. Like, it's like these little things. But I mean, so it really is good to have a break at times, bro, because I would say, you know, I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I'm off Tuesday through Friday. There was the daycare thing where we did where it was Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sometimes if I could get her to take her stuff, I would be okay with watch her if it was whatever. But I'm tell you, taking her to the daycare for those Tuesdays and Wednesdays were so relieving for me, just because it was like, I don't have to have my third eye out. It was kind of weird at times because I'm just sitting around like, it's so quiet. Why is this so quiet? But it was like, it's such a cleanser at times, because then it makes you appreciate, the times that you do to have with them. Because, man, like we just said, they grow up so fast. Like, I'm still, bro, like, Annabelle's 4. Matthew's freaking 11 now. Like, I have an 11-year-old. Like, that's still unheard for me.
That was below my. That was below
32 years old, bro, and I have an 11-year-old son, and it's like, it's so crazy. Like, if you blink, it's like this. Like, Annabelle, she used to be, she is still kind of strictly, she likes her daddy and stuff, but with mommy always working, so she really wants to be with mommy. And but it's so crazy. My child's 4, but I joke with her. I said she's 4 turning on 22, because she's literally so damn independent at 4 years old, and it drives me nuts.
Man, you want to talk about independent, man? This little man right here,
a 4-year-old, bro. A 4-year-old act like she own the whole damn world.
Man, he act like he run the whole place. He run it all, man. He like,
oh yeah.
Move over. Let me get.
You can't tell me nothing. Yeah, this is mine. You ain't getting this. This is what I want.
He holding the bottle on his own and everything, man. So I and also, man,
Xbox stories, bro. My daughter will literally come in there and turn my shit off. It makes me so mad.
Hey, I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. My nephew, when my sister used to live with me, he used to come in there, and also my niece, she used to do the same thing. So you playing the game and just hit the button and be like, "Oops."
Turn right off, bro. It's like, what? I just look at her and she just gives me this look like this.
Hey,
what are you gonna do, Dad?
Definitely shout out to the grandmoms, to the moms, to everyone who watches the kids for over the weekend. Definitely, because man, that break, like you said, is definitely much needed, man. Because at one point in the beginning, he was staying with his mom at his mom house with her mother and stuff like that. But as he got older, I live already on the other side of town, but it was nothing for me to go over there. But I was like, man, I want to like have them at my spot and be together and stuff. And some of the stuff sort of in a way worked like that, because of at her house they had an elevator, and at times it'll go out. So we'd be stuck or either on the first or second floor, in which my place is just one level and stuff. And as you getting older and stuff,
you want that itinerary and make it faster and easier. Yep.
Yeah, just everything is accessible, and I don't want to miss nothing. I mean, yeah, FaceTime is cool and all that, but I want to be there, hands on, and be active with them and stuff. So
I love how you say that, because it's still hard for me to grasp, with Matthew being 11, because I get him 5 times out of a year, bro. So it's like, FaceTime is literally the main thing that I get to see with Matthew. And, that's something that it kind of upsets me at times too, because, Annabelle, I'm with her 24/7 until I go to work.
But it been your only boy. But it been your only boy, and you only get him 5 times.
Bro.
Yeah, how did that feel?
Whew. It makes me angry at times, but I gotta appreciate what I have. And I've had I've had so many things in my mind. I've wrote so much stuff down to realize it's okay. Most dads, I've seen people. That's one reason why I started doing the podcast too, because I wanted to let people know no one's alone and these things. And and I wanted to help people, that are going through these situations and stuff like that. Like, really, the very first episode of Warren Marlowe that people really discovered that I was more than just a wrestler was the episode I did with it was with my buddy Marcus Jerry. And we did it was my unbiased opinion. Like, he wanted the little skit thing, whatever, and we would talk about sports, everything in the sun. But then we talked about child support and stuff like that. And I really got real on this episode, and I was really revealing way too much than I ever thought I would reveal on the public eye. And I was so scared to post this episode. And I had my mom listen to it. I had a lot of people listen to it. I had some people that I knew something of that were fans of the podcast. It's like, take a listen to this. Tell me if this is too much. Like, is that going to put a bad viewing on me? Is that going to cancel me or something like that? And really, it became one of the realest episodes that I had. And people were messaging me left and right like, hey, man, I literally respect you just from that, because a lot of people that go through these things don't get appreciated at all. And, you know, going through the court system and stuff like this, you know, regarding the father case and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win, just because most states are mother states. And, you know, a lot of men don't get a lot of recognitions as a father.
No,
and, you know, we're the main I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the mothers and stuff like that. I don't want anybody to think that. But in a way, we're the ones that you go through so much leverage and have to deal with so much, and we don't ask for a lot to return. And, you know, holding our child, holding our daughter, holding our son, like it's literally one of the best healing moments that you could ever have.
Mm-hmm. You're so right about that, man. So right about that. A lot of dads don't get, you know, that credit. Even, you know, and it's because of the deadbeat dads and the
look at Mother's Day.
Yeah, of course.
Mother's Day. No. Be serious. Mother's Day. What is that scenario for you? All right, you gotta get flowers. You gotta get something big. Father's Day. What do we get? Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, you already know. Mother's Day, you get all the commercials and you get all the stands outside and everything like that. And
you're a dad. You're supposed to do this.
All the restaurants are filled. They packed up, and Father's Day comes. It's just like, oh, okay, you know. So
it's like another Sunday evening Christmas. I mean, it's church breakfast or something.
Exactly. Though, but man, you're definitely right about that, man. A lot of dads don't get that, you know, credit because it's, man, like especially the ones like how you said, man. It don't take much for me, man. I'm a simple guy, you know. People may call me a picky eater or such like that. I just know what I like to eat. I mean, I just ain't just about to just, you know. And then also I have a
whole family. My whole family is picky eaters.
You know, I got a food allergy when it comes to like eggs and stuff. So you know, other than that, man, yeah, like man, it don't take me much, bro. I'm cool, just chill. I told my wife the other day, man, like for real, some men is just, you know, really just, you know, self-explanatory. Some men, all you do is gotta just feed them and just fuck them, and they good, man, for real. That's really it. And sometimes, and in between, you know, just give them some peace and stuff. So that's all. That's what I told her the other day. But man, like some dads, like, you know, myself or like other ones, may not get that, you know, good credit because we, you know, we are always there, and you know,
we're supposed to be there. That's what they feel like is an obligation. We're supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's
that's right, nephew. That's right.
I know, man. Oh man, another thing that you spoke on too before I want to move on to another topic. You talked about how have you ever felt like that maybe at times that maybe your wife have gotten in the way of you being a dad? You know, where it's like, okay, if you say something and it's like, okay, well, why do
this looks like this looks like one of the hot seat moments right here.
No, for real though, because get you on the couch. I felt I don't know if I mean, come on, all my dads out there, leave a comment, let me know or whatever. But have you ever felt like that? Because I mean, like, come on, babe, you ain't necessarily gotta get in the way of me being a dad. Like, I'm not a bad person.
I don't want to cut you off, but one thing that drives me nuts is when they want you to punish them, but you punish them too hard, or you didn't do it the way that they would do it, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That part drives me nuts because, you know, timeout and stuff like that. My wife will look at me to, you know, get onto the kids and stuff because she knows that those kids literally know if I get onto them, they know, okay, I'm not doing this again. Like Annabelle knows. Like if I get strict with her, she's like, all right, Dad, I'm dropping it. I'm good. Like there's been a couple of times Annabelle would literally do something when Samantha gets home, And it's literally every time Samantha would get home because Samantha reacts to it. And Annabelle would look at me and go like this.
She knows when Daddy, you know,
and then Samantha would sit there and look at me and go, what did you do to her? Like, did you spank her? What did you? I'm like, no, I let her know this. Like,
that's how his mother reacted a couple of days ago because he had put something in his mouth, and I'm like, come on, man, don't put that in your mouth. And obviously, he think everything got to be food, and he got to eat it. So as soon as you take out his mouth, he start crying and stuff. And here comes his mother. Oh, what's going on? I'm like,
oh my god,
he up there eating something. Like, come on, come on. I'm like, you baby in
that
the
joke
mouth,
gets
though.
so
Like,
mad. And it starts arguments with you and with
yes,
your
it
love.
do.
And it's like, bro,
let's
be real. Like a lot of moments that when we don't do nothing with the wife is because we got an argument because of our child. Which I'm not blaming the kid, whatever, but it's like structure has to happen.
Yes, and if real fast, like you can't blame. Obviously, you can't blame the kid. You can't get mad at the kid. But at times,
it's the biggest thing that causes the argument. Yes,
it is, and it's like, well, we the only. So it's like, okay, well, it's only 3 of us. You can't get mad at the kid, so I got to get mad at the other individual that's in here. You feel me? Especially from her point of view, especially when he was trying to put something in his mouth, and she was telling me like, oh, you, whatever she said, I couldn't remember though. But it was just like. But damn, like how you get mad at me? He the one who's putting stuff in his mouth and stuff like that. I'm sitting here, chilling, watching it. Like somebody gotta be the one to blame. I learned that as a man and as a father in this year, in this journey of being a dad, and also being in a relationship though, man. Like, and also especially when she was pregnant though, she used to get mad at me when I would be over there knocked out, and obviously she'd be uncomfortable and stuff like that, and she couldn't sleep. So it's like, well, she can't get mad at nobody else but me because I'm over there asleep. So it's something else, man. No, somebody got to be the one to blame.
No, it's so funny. When we look back at all these old TV shows and stuff, it would be very convenient to make. What was that character? The one I think was on the Kids Next Door or whatever, and they had that little wood, and it was like a make believe character, whatever. How convenient it would be just to make like a pillow character, and you just take your damn aggression on this thing, because it's like it's so crazy. Like when you say most of your arguments start with your significant other regarding your child and stuff, but they expect you to get onto your child. They expect you to, hey, daddy means business. Mm-hmm. I mean business, but you think I'm being funny. But if daddy's being too aggressive or whatever, then I will be aggressive towards him. I won't be aggressive towards the baby. Nope, not the baby, but to daddy. And like that's something that I'm referencing when I say that dads don't get a lot of recognition at times because the saying, damned if we do, damned if we don't. Like it's like literally that should be the title of the story. Like damn if we do, damn if we don't.
Man, preach about it, dog. For real, damn if you do, damn if you don't, man. Because it's just like I always say, man. It just feels like, at times, when you're a dad, it's like, good gracious, man. It's really
one of the small things that cause the biggest arguments, bro.
For real, I don't know. Another thing. As a dad, and obviously with kids that you have, is the whole, when you got kids that's trying to be a cop blocker, or you feel as though you can't get no sex, or the women don't want to give you no sex or whatever like that. And look here, it's Father's Day. We ain't just trying to get no cootie cat. We're trying to get a little something else though. We want it. We ain't saying we don't want it, but we just saying though, like, yeah.
I tell Samantha, she'll be so mad if I say this on her, but you know what? I'm open book. I tell Samantha, man, all the 9,000 demands that she gives me, her ass better. I ask for one or two. Kind of like look. looking appropriate, stuff like that. And then obviously the second one. We all know the second one. I ain't gonna say it on here because she will really kill me if I sit here and say this on here. You said that. You said that about me. I'm like, well, baby, we had made a kid together, so obviously if people know we've done something. Obviously, we're married. There ain't no way in hell people are just getting married and not doing anything. But yes, I agree with you fully. Like, you know, Father's Day sex needs to be a must. Like Father's Day, you know, birthdays for dads and stuff like that needs to be a must. Like these are some things that it's amazing. Like, bro, that's really how we can deal with the 9,000 commands because we're not saying this as a mean scenario, but it is a big benefit. We could, like, you know, those little TikToks where they talk about the woman crushing the bottle, and all of a sudden they blow it once, and it's already that is a potion. That is a potion.
It is. Yes.
I literally forgot about why I'm mad.
No, man, like
if it's the other way around, bro, the woman can sit there and stay fucking mad at you all day. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry I left a fork in the sink. Like, what do you want from me? Like,
yeah,
it's amazing. And you know, with the kids and stuff, like, I think they didn't eat too much today. Okay, I'll feed them whatever. Oh, you fed them way too much. They don't eat that much. I'm like, put it in the fridge and let them eat it later. Oh, I think that's too old and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Dog, man, it is something else, man. When it comes to us. Exactly, though. But nah, man, like I just said,
women can take this whatever way they want. If you do that, I guarantee you got a happy husband.
Look, I said to myself, man, like, if you know your man, like, it shouldn't be all that hard and stuff like that.
It changes, man.
Yeah, after
like you start dating, you're doing it all the time. Which the funny thing, I think that's the funniest thing. Like when we talk about relationships and stuff, how come sex is way more in just in the building of the relationship? Wouldn't that be like in the marriage standpoint because you've waited so long for that scenario? Why is it the whole opposite? Like that's something like I've tried to preach about my wife at the time. Like I remember I used to be like the one to be like, hey, slow down, whatever, you know, like.
Because I feel like,
it's the whole team.
I feel like with them it's more so, and it's this is how I feel. It's just opinion. I mean, you know, more so it's like, okay, well, they got, you know, the baby, you know, because obviously that's, you know, that's the go. You know, let's have a family.
That's all they want. That's what they want. The baby.
So now we ain't trying to have 11 kids. So they trying to, you know, cut down all the, you know, sex and stuff like that. But I'm like, come on, man, like. If you know your man, I think sex is important for your man. Once a month ain't gonna cut it. Once every 2 months ain't gonna cut it. You know,
Samantha
like
gets mad at me. She calls me a horn dog because I tell her at least 3 or 4 times a week. I can't.
Hey.
Sometimes I joke with. I said there's one position that doesn't count as one either.
You know, like for real, I be telling her like let's get it on, but obviously we got a little one, and then she be like, I'm tired and stuff like that. You know, I'm like, come on.
No,
man.
the worst ones, and this is the rant we did last week. The worst ones is I will let her take a nap, so she could be energized for later on, right? So she takes the 2-hour nap. She takes the 2-hour nap, right? You know, I'm still with the child after I've been with the child all day. So I'm excited, you know, pregame, you do what you gotta do, get yourself ready to go. And then it's like it gets to that time. We're in the room, we're in the living room, whatever, watching the movie with the daughter, and I remember like it was yesterday. Both kids fell asleep, so we go put them in their bed. And then I was looking at Samantha. I'm like, okay. I'm trying not to make it seem like, hey, this is what we've been waiting on. But it's like, you know, she gives you that look. And then, you know, they got to say, oh, I didn't say we won't do it tonight. And then it's like, okay, so we lay in bed, whatever, chill off, you know, on our phones, whatever. And I'm just sitting there waiting. and then she rolls over and goes to sleep. Ooh. I got up and just left the room. I get so mad.
Man, look at dog.
This is I lost the most out of anybody. Like, it's so funny. Like, bro, like when you think about it, and we'll go back to the relationship scenario. They initiate it way more than we do when we're just in a relationship.
Yeah,
married and have kids now. It just seems like they, in our mind, it feels like we're always the one that has to push on it. And it makes us look bad because it's like, oh, that's all we want.
And more so from from my perspective, it's like
the best part. Tell me if this is what happens on your scenario. Does she always say, "Why do you always bring it up every day? Why can't you just let it happen?" Or something?
Yes,
and then I look at my wife, I'm like, I feel like you don't know how to initiate it anymore.
Yes, anymore. That's why I said it. Like after the baby, everything sort of went downhill. She say she's still in the post baby mode where she got to get herself back together. I'm like, babe, you look good as hell. I don't know what you talking about for real. You know you look good, and it's more so like like with me, she'll be like, why you always bringing it up? You take it and it make you feel awkward. Like, damn, that's all I want is sex. But all I'm just saying is, are you going to initiate it? Are you going to bring it up? Because you'll never bring it up. You'll never initiate
that shit
it.
Make you so mad.
Before then, obviously, yeah, we didn't have the little one though. But still, like if my man went to sleep for a little bit and stuff like that, it's like, babe, what you trying to do? Let's get it. You feel me? Like, let's go. But it's none of that. You feel me? It's none of that. She just be in her little zone, in her little corner, just doing her little thing. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm not trying to be the only one initiating.
So mad, bro. Like it gets to a point, and I tell Samantha sometimes, sometimes, and it's like, and I understand, but I'm like, I'm off Tuesday to Friday, especially now that we're about to be on this break and stuff with the podcast. So I'm literally going to be completely just with the kids, and I tell Samantha all the time, I'm like, I put the kids to bed. I'll do what you want them to do. Like the biggest problem we've had since I would say early August is Annabelle likes to sleep with her mom. And now that's been the biggest problem too, is Annabelle always depends to sleep in our room now. There ain't nothing happening. And it's
exactly.
it's like so many. There's like so many doors and so many rooms in this place. I tell Samantha, like, let's go in one, lock it, do our thing, and get back out. And it's like, she gets so mad. She's like, I want to enjoy it. I don't like that type. We got to, I want to make love and all this. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, whatever gets you to do.
Exactly, man. Like,
get me in trouble right here, but it's a true statement.
Yeah,
like it's like women in general, guys. We don't care how your body has looked, whatever. For some reason, y'all have got some type of witch spell on us, whatever. All the stress that we have or whatever. You walk in your underwear, we're damn near sticking straight out of our pants because we're just sitting there like, bro. Like, I say this all the time. Like, I've seen everything in my wife. I've seen her do stuff that I used to break up with girls with because it looked weird for me. But I've told Samantha this numerous times. I'm like, I don't know how the hell I'm so still attracted to what I see because I've seen everything. And it's like, still, like, I have no problem with her. And it's like, the stuff that she drives me nuts with and all the nonsense that she brings in. And I joke with her, I'm like, I used to pick on girls that were like her, and I'm married to one. And it's like, I'm so attracted the way her body is, everything. Like, I tell people all the time, I was like, Samantha put a spell on me or something, because literally I crave my wife. Like, in a way, I'm sure everybody can say that. We crave our significant others.
I believe she put a spell on me too. She always say I've been following her ever since elementary
Hey,
school
she's so
because
bad, bro.
we went to elementary school, we went to junior high school, and we went to high school together. So in high school we didn't talk. We didn't talk at all. But we talked in
The same thing with me,
elementary and
Samantha. We
obviously
never talked. We never really talked.
in junior high. So I believe she do got a little spell on me, but that's another thing too with him now. You know, he'll be in his playpen, he'll crawl right out, laying on mommy. Now daddy got to scoot his ass to the edge of the bed so they can have more of the bed. But and then that's another thing too. She woke up and
That's how
you
you
know
say like the big
my
room.
fiance my fiance is the type where it's like her mind just runs at like a thousand miles,
Oh,
10,000 miles a minute when she wakes up. You know, it's like she woke up and then she started talking about like, babe, you think you should like put him in his own room right now? And you know, all I think he's gonna do is just get out the bed and come in the bed and stuff like that. But I'm like, well, babe, how you expect him to like sort of lay in the bed or be in his own room when you hold him almost every night? So I'm like, I
and
don't
that's
really
all
see him
they're used
sleeping
to
in his
too.
own bed.
Babies,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, you know, first time parents or whatever, don't always have your child laying with you in the bed because that's a bad habit. Like I pushed that on Annabelle for so long, and then she went to Seattle with her mom and her aunt, and that changed completely after August. I mean, after the trip because she was sleeping with them the whole time. So she thought, okay, I got to sleep back here with them. And you know,
Mhm.
it's been an off and on battle back and forth. Like there's some days like I can still get, especially with her brother home now. She'll go in there and lay in the bedroom in there, but it's like still, it's like, oh my gosh, it gets so much. Sometimes I like it too because you know there's a deadbolt on the door. I can lock the deadbolt. I know my daughter's not going to get out of the house. I go to the gym. I can go whatever. The only problem that's happened before is I took my pre-workout, got stretched up, everything ready to go, getting ready to lift, whatever. My wife calls me and says, hey, I'm locked out of the door. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Pre-workout, my system and everything, having to go right back to the house, unlock my bedroom door so my wife could go out and get water or whatever that's nonsense that she had to do, and then go right back. But I mean, definitely parents don't always have your kids sleeping with you because it is a bad habit. You want peace you want peace. I get it. We want our babies. That's why they have a bassinet. I highly recommend that one. Or you can put them in the crib. Highly recommend that as well. I joke with people. You don't really even need to make a baby room at first because the baby's going to be in your bedroom for the good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost one. It's almost one at least.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So right about that, man. So right about that. Happy Father's Day out there to all the dads out there. I hope everyone enjoyed their Father's Day as well. But we're gonna keep the podcast rolling on, you guys, man. It's time for the WTF moment of the all right, WTF moment of the week. You know, each and every week, man, I got a WTF moment of the week. Man, my WTF moment is we're gonna keep the Father's Day thing rolling on though. As I was talking about earlier, I shared a little bit of it though, but the WTF moment were it was a couple of days ago. Me and my fiance was watching the show. My little man was just, just running back and forth in his walker. And man, cause when he get in his walker, anything in his way is getting terrorized. It's getting knocked down. He's like a bulldozer or something like that or
Baby
whatever.
monster
But
truck.
yeah. I can't wait. I tell him, man, we're gonna take you bumper car racing. We're gonna do something like that, man, because he loved that though. But we took him out of the walker, put him in the playpen, and man, like I just mentioned, he always want to put something in his mouth. He put something in his mouth, and real quick he started coughing, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe he got his fingers in his mouth because he liked to reach, put his fingers in his mouth and stuff. So he coughing. So his mother zipped over to him, grabbed him, started patting him on the back. Turns out to be fine. She says, babe, get some water. Get some water for him. Okay, I get some water. I'm looking for his cup. And I'm like, shit, where's the cup? I look in the playpen. Okay, there's his cup. Oh shit, ain't no water in the cup. Then I gotta go over, get some water, get a water bottle, pour the water in the cup so I can give it to him. So now, mind you, the cup hard as a motherfucker to open. So I'm trying to get that cup open and pour the water in it. She like, babe, you move any faster to do this? And I'm like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. So you want to take your anger out on me because our little man is want to be choking on something? So like, come on, WTF? Make it make sense though. Like I just had to, man, like for real. I was going through it. I ain't say nothing else later on. I had to go out, get some fresh air.
This is not a test. It's the real deal. Help me. Help me. Nigga. Help me.
For real, help me, man. You got a WTF moment?
Oh, man. I love when you said that because you remember how like we just talked about, man. Most of the arguments start with something so little, and that stuff can make your day terrible instantly. This week. There's been a lot going on this week, but I would say these damn TV shows. My goodness. I watched the new Spider-Man. I took the kids to go see the new Spider-Man and stuff like that, and my kids were so excited to go see this. I'm thinking it's an animated film. My kids are gonna enjoy this, whatever. Annabelle looked at this movie. She thought it was really cool at first, and then she looked at it and was like, "Daddy, this ain't Mario. This ain't Mario." I'm like, I'm not taking you to the movie theater every single day to watch the Mario movie when we just bought it at home. It's not the same, Dad. It's not the same. Okay, watch Spider-Man. I don't want Spider-Man. Spider-Man mean. And I'm just like, man, what do you think of it? This is boring, Dad. This is boring. So basically, short story, I paid $35 to watch a boring film with the kids, apparently. And I thought the movie was good, but my kids were just sitting there like, Dad, this sucked. This sucked, Dad. I don't like this. This is too long, Dad. Can we go to the pool? Like, my kids always need something. Always need something. Or the best parts, this one's definitely the WTF. Hey, what's up, little bud? When we go to when
you can't stay still.
When your kids want food, and I take them to McDonald's out of all places, get their Happy Meals, and they eat 1 or 2 chicken nuggets out of 6. That drives me insane.
Yeah, man. WTF? That's like, a WTF.
I learned that one soon, Daddy.
yeah. He just had a Happy Meal actually the other day. He had some fries and some a chicken nugget though. He's sitting up here eating up on his cracker. He can't stay still. He gotta have some attention though. But yes, man, they gotta take their anger out on us, man. Seem like we the only ones though. But that's a WTF moment of the.
I thou shalt fuck my husband 1,000,000 times in the chest.
Man, that's a WTF moment of the week, though. All right, you guys, man, we're going to keep it rolling on, man, because little man want my attention real fast. It's time, you guys, man, for the 11:30 podcast. Hot seat, you guys. Time for the hot seat. All right. It's time for the hot seat. Warren, you gonna ask me 5 questions? I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat since I always put my guests in the hot seat. So you can ask me any questions you want, man, and yeah, we're gonna roll with it.
What's that, buddy? What's that? Okay, I got you. All right. So out of all the songs and all the stuff that your kid listens to, what is one of the most common ones that you are either humming or somewhat singing, lip syncing out of the blue? Because it's just a random thing. Which one is it for you?
You said the kid songs?
Yeah, like all the kid songs. Because like out of all stuff that we gotta listen to, you gotta listen to their song consistently.
Actually, Coco Melon is on in the background. It's a song. I think it's the Orbit song, where all the planets go in orbit. When that song come on, he is glued to it. So I'm glued to the TV too. And Bluey, we love Bluey though.
I've heard about Bluey. Annabelle's never watched Bluey.
He like Bluey and man, and then that's another thing too, man. We'll put on a bunch of cartoons, man. Obviously, we put the ones he like, but bruh, it's like we got his attention. That's what I'm saying. Like we got his attention, and as soon as we run out the room or something like that, my man was like, "Hey, yo, bring
You
your
change that TV. Ooh, it is World War III.
Yeah.
Even if
But
they ain't
Coco
watching
Melon,
it, they gotta have it around their system. It's got to be on in the background.
yeah, I keep it on. So Coco Melon and Bluey.
And mine was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That song was
Oh,
so damn annoying,
that's
but I would hum it at work somehow.
when my niece was born. When my sister had my niece, that was her cartoon right there. Mickey Mouse Playhouse.
Yeah. All right, man. So out of all the commission episodes, which one was the one that really either gave you a major feel or one of your most memorable ones?
I want to say the most memorable one. Well, the one that coming to my mind is the one I guess me and Shiz we was going back and forth about the when Seth Rollins, somebody attacked Seth Rollins. I think a fan attacked Seth Rollins, and I think it was some miscommunication. And he was like, "Nah, oh no," he was like, "The wrestlers, or something." He said like the wrestlers could hit the fans or whatever like that, or the fans could hit the wrestlers. It's a fair game or whatever like that. But I was like, why would you? Want to, get in. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that clip.
An hour for that.
Man, there been some memorable ones, man. The birthday episode, the ones, man, where we had Maverick and Cyber. So all of them been actually great, man, for real. All of them been great. Commission talks, man. And also, I can't believe I'm missing out all the rants that you and Shiz do. So. I sit back and I be like, oh my goodness, look at these guys go, man. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is.
I know how you feel because, like I said, when we did the Let's Talk About It scene, that disaster, I could literally, like, when I was seeing those two go off at each other back and forth, I mean, for a good solid 30 to 40 minutes, them two are just japping at. I literally just clicked the camera out and just let them do it. I'm just like, how many times has Trey wanted to do that with me and Shiz?
Yeah.
All right, man. So
awesome.
we got on 3. We're on 3 now?
Yeah, on 3.
All right. What is one of the most what is the one thing that you really were not adapted to, but now have fully figured out being a dad?
One thing that I did not adapt to, I want to just probably say just being the dad that I didn't adapt to at first. I mean, obviously it was something new, changing Pampers, putting on the onesie and stuff like that. And I always talked about it like, man, like I felt accomplished because I was like, dog, I feel like I'm going to struggle with this the most. I was probably my biggest critic, as before I became a dad, of just like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can, but I always wanted to, do it on my own and, show people, that I got it. But I want to say, what?
He's like,
I'm talking
yeah,
too
you
much.
lying. You lying,
I'm
daddy. You lying, daddy. You don't put my onesie on, daddy. No, you don't. You have me running around here with my diaper, daddy.
But yeah, that right there, and I want to say, obviously, patience dealing with, a little man and obviously his mama. So that's what I want to say. But biggest thing is just being my own critic, as a parent.
Okay. Are you still second guessing anything? So say like, food or walking around, like when you first being a dad, you're like scared of everything with your child, like if they could possibly roll off or do all these things. Have you gotten a lot more calm now? Yeah.
Hey, look here, I'm more calmer than my fiance, and to add on to the story, to the WTF moment when she was like, you moving on slow. I always say I gotta be the calmer one in the situation. You're the panic one. We both panicking. Ain't nothing gonna get, my bad, man. Ain't nothing gonna get done. So like I'm more of the calmer one in the situation. I'm like, dog, he good. That's my man. I know him. Like he fall down, he gonna have to
much
get
more
back
peaceful
up.
when it's just us watching them. When the
Yeah,
mom's
like
there.
yeah, when she there, she'd be like she gotta she gotta overthink it. She gotta overthink it, and I'm like, babe, like he's straight, he good, he chilling. I gave him some food. She'd be so nervous. I'd be like, you want French fry? You want some pizza? She'd be like, I don't know if you can give him to him. This that. I'd be like, man, he good. So yeah, I'm more of the calmer, cooler one than the mom.
What's been different with this season of the 11:30 podcast show compared to all the others?
Ah man, this one has been like a proven point that I could sort of, still go, still, chat with people, and because I took a break before this past season, and now that I was a dad, and most of my topics or conversations, hell, I even created a new show because I came a dad of the Beyond 11:30. Most of them topics and stuff were inspired by me being a father and stuff. So, yeah, this season, I had obviously a lot more, guests than I initially had prior. So yeah, but the next season, I'm looking towards to take it to the next level and do bigger and better things.
Okay.
What you doing? What you doing?
What's that? 5 now.
Yeah.
All right. So man, let's So what is some things we got in store for the episode this Friday? What do you think? What's some ideas you got?
Hey man, like just like I said, we a couple of days from Father's Day, and
It'll be
just
our
yeah, it'll be on buzzing with Marlowe, you guys, man, and celebrating Father's Day, and just rap about it, man. This will be the second podcast I've been on in a couple of weeks, besides doing, other podcasts, because I was on a young lady podcast named Marsha. So yeah, man, you guys, everyone tune in to Buzzing with Marlowe. We're gonna be talking, more Father's Day stuff and everything else, man. So
sure,
I'm with
Annabelle
it,
be running in and out of the camera. Matthew's gonna pop in.
Hey, and it's live, so you're gonna definitely hear my little man.
Bro.
So definitely.
So
hey.
so have you ever had a part where your son actually knows that your show's coming on, and he reacts to it?
Actually, he haven't really like paid attention to it too much. But when I'm finished editing and I have it on, he'll look at it and look at me and look at it and look at me and be like, "Well, I hear you, Daddy, talking." Yeah, like I hear you, Daddy, talking, but I don't see your mouth moving though. So he at that point like a little bit like that though. But one thing he do recognize, like the signature, the then, now, and forever signature when wrestling come on, he knows that. He'll turn his head and be like, okay. Yeah, Daddy about to watch wrestling, But yeah, he definitely, getting there. He definitely getting there. Hey man, I definitely love it too, man. Definitely love it too. I appreciate everyone. Appreciate you, Warren, man, for coming through here on the Father's Day edition of the 11:30 podcast. My little man making the cameo. He's ready to get on up. What you ready to do, man?
Hey, he's gonna be on many more.
Yeah, he sure will. Yeah, wipe his mouth. He had his cookie and it's all over his mouth. But yo, man, this has been a dope episode. I appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Once again, all the links are down below. I'm going to be on Buzzing with Marlowe this Friday, live 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. Check it out live on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms, man. So definitely check out Buzzing with Marlowe, all the latest episodes. The links are down below. And also check out the season finale of Commission Talks that will be back in the fall, though. But you have anything, man? Shout out to anything you want to say before we are rolling out?
First and foremost, I want to thank a certain podcast called Keeping the Towel. A lot of great feedback that we've had from that episode. I really got in depth about the conversation I had with A Boogie on that one. That was a lot of tough things. A lot of people know from my shows and stuff, I'm a very open book at times. I got real serious about this one because he really wanted to bring an approach about, dads matter and stuff like that. And guys, the one thing I want to say is, there's so many things that I joke, we could joke about you saying men go through hoops and all these left and right things. But the biggest thing for a child is for you to be there and for you to show up. And, there's a lot of fathers that don't give that initiative at times, and I feel like sometimes you get punished and stuff like this. But you got to realize you do matter, and I'm very very little on showing emotion and talking about stuff like this, but it does have one of the best feelings to be a dad. And guys, Dre, thank you for having me on. Guys, you can follow us on Buzzing with Marlowe, all social media handles. You can find us on all audio platforms except Pandora. I'm still trying to figure that out why. But yeah, it's going to be a crossover. It's going to be the season finale of season 4. We've been going strong since September. So it's time for a break.
yes, right here, the same, man.
So this is Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely time for a little short break, man. Been going at it, man, since September, and it's definitely time to hit on out of it because he just dropped his cookie again. But you guys, man, appreciate it.
World War III.
I appreciate it a lot. The last episode of the season, you guys, is next week here, Wednesday on the 11:30 podcast, and also for Talk Pro Wrestling next week. And Beyond 11:30 will return this fall. For myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, man. When I come back, my little man will be one. You'll be walking and doing all a bunch of stuff, after the break, man. But this has been a dope show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms, on Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook. And definitely subscribe, man. Hit the subscribe button down below here on YouTube. Great episode. Appreciate it once again. Until next time, man. It's your host, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. My guy Buzzing with Marlowe. Stay safe, stay blessed. Give all the glory to God, man. We out, man.